Well, hello everybody, welcome. So, I have to tell you, I ate a bag of Hershey Kisses. Probably not the opening line you would expect to hear at Jolt, but it was also not exactly what I would expect to hear from someone in full Star Wars gear. But that's exactly what a Disney cast member said to me while I was waiting online to board Rise of the Resistance. I was flabbergasted. I stared. No idea what she was talking about. I looked back at my family, and my son looks at me and says, "Hey, dumbass, look at your shirt. She's answering your question." I looked down, and right there it said, in big bold letters, "What did you do today that brought you joy?" Right there, amid lightsabers, stormtroopers, that question took her out of character. She paused in a land built for joy to reflect on her own joy. And in that moment, it hit me. The question is not just a tagline. It's a reflection, a mirror. It doesn't just belong on a t-shirt. It belongs at the center of our work. Let me take you back to where it all began. A few years ago, I told Midland Financial's director of marketing, also known as my wife Denise, that I wanted to start a podcast. And if you're married, she gave me that look, the one you all know about if you've been married for a while. And then she said to me, "Larry, if you're going to have a podcast, you need a question, something that you can use at the end of every episode where people will remember." And I looked at her and I laughed and I said, "Okay, then come up with one." And the next day she walked into my office and she said, "I got the question. You're going to ask people, what did you do today that brought you joy?" And as a man who's been married for over 20 years and wants to remain and works with his wife and wants to remain happily so, I said, "Hey, sounds great." But little did I know that that question would transform our brand, deepen our relationships, and earn me the nickname, the Joy Guy. Since then, I've asked more than 250 guests on our podcast, what did you do today that brought you joy and put you in the right mindset for success? At first, it was just a way to end each episode, but then something really magical happened. Guests didn't just answer. They literally shared moments of meaning, humanity. And the question didn't just close the conversation, it became the heart of it. And then came the t-shirts. Not just this one, but Denise had them made in every color you could imagine. You probably have seen me wear them all week since we've been here. And let's be honest, because like today, Denise dresses me. And if you're on social, you know that that's 100% fact. Wearing that question across my chest became a catalyst. People stopped me at airports, at conferences, and yes, at Disney World. The connection this question sparked, it became impossible to ignore. So we leaned in. We embedded joy in everything that we did, in team meetings, in onboarding, in branding. Joy wasn't the message, it was the method. And joy eventually became the focal point of our discovery meetings. And instead of saying at first meetings, "How much do you need to retire?" we asked, "What did you do today that brought you joy?" And leading with joy shifted the focus from the money itself to what the money enables. Instead of starting with bank statements, we flipped the script. We simply invited people to show up as they are, no prep, no pressure, just themselves. And instead of talking about asset allocation, we asked them, what brings them joy? Think about that for a moment. When was the last time You sat down with a client and didn't lead with numbers. Now imagine starting that conversation by asking them about what their life's greatest joys are, their most meaningful moments. It's not just a shift in approach, it's a shift in connection. Allocating your focus to crafting a life that brings your clients joy, their personal, unique joy, that's focus. It deepens trust, brings emotion into the planning process, connects generations of families, and really, it won't just set you apart. It will redefine what financial planning can feel like. Your practice will evolve. Like us at Midland, families will tag you on social media when they're sharing their joy. We've literally gotten texts from families on hikes, got a text message, enjoying my joy today, posting that on Facebook. They'll tell you they've never felt so heard. This movement will become so strong, you'll find yourself serving second and third generations of families. That's what we all want. As advisors, though, we tend to have gotten trained to talk about numbers, rates of return, investment strategies with fancy charts and graphs, retirement goals that are decades away, and sure, those things matter. But here's our greatest realization. What truly excites people are the moments that fill their lives with joy. Sipping coffee on their beach house deck, the pride that radiates as they step through the doors of a community center that they help bring to life, or the pure joy of sending their daughter to medical school debt-free. These are the moments that inspire, but you will only know what these moments are if you ask. As an advisor, these are the moments you have the privilege to help make real. Now, here's what I've learned. When people feel seen and understood, they open up. They tell you what truly matters. These conversations build trust and deepen relationships faster than any chart ever could. Planning for retirement, it isn't about hitting a number. It's about funding dreams. And by anchoring those dreams in joy, the plan becomes real, tangible, and inspiring. Joy is universal. It transcends age and circumstance, and moments of joy, though unique, they speak the same language. They remind us all of what truly matters. You'll feel it, as we do at Midland. Leading with joy isn't just a tagline on a shirt or just a final question on a podcast. It transforms a once transactional experience into a joy-centered journey, and we have the power to do that. And the result, those you serve will feel understood, they'll feel empowered, and most importantly, they'll feel relief. Suddenly, financial planning won't just be another task on their to-do list. It will be a journey towards the life that they want. This deeper connection builds a community of like-minded families, but it's more about growth. It's about creating a space where people feel seen and supported as they plan their journey around joy. And leading with joy, it's not just for the families you serve, it's for you too. When you center your work around joy, it transforms you, us. It reminds you why you chose this profession: to help people, to make a difference, to bring meaning to their lives and your own. In a world that can feel transactional and disconnected, joy brings humanity back into what we all do. It's not just good for business, it's good for the soul. So I'll leave you with the question that started it all. What did you do today that brought you joy? Take a moment. Reflect on it. Because when you connect your own joy, you're better equipped to help others find theirs. And let's bring joy to the money journey, and together we can all change lives. Enjoy the rest of the conference.